Hey, what's up, guys? How are y'all? Welcome back to the OS Rick Project episode 45. How are y'all? Hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful time, wonderful evening, whatever you're doing. Whether you're listening at work, on your way to work, or working out, I want to say thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Are awesome. Thank you so much. I know I haven't been steady lately with the episodes. I'm sorry about that, guys. Excuse me. I've been taking care of some stuff. I've been trying to balance work and streaming and everything, and it's just been really hectic. And I figured, you know what? Sometimes you just got to take a step back, take a breather, and then come back. I mean, I love doing the podcast. I love streaming, but just sometimes you just got to take a step back, reset, and then come back because it's important to be, you have to come into something that you really love and keep it that way. You don't want to keep doing it just to do it and just crank things out. And I mean, and it's okay if you do, right? I mean, you can have some stuff. You can do some things where you can. Nah, okay. But I guess when it comes to like streaming and podcasts, I guess you can like half-ass it sometimes. And I'm not saying that that's the way to approach everything, right? But just with little things like this, these little projects, because when streaming and podcasting, I mean, even if you have a bad session, you can always come back the next week and do it over again, right? But sometimes, I didn't want to approach it that way. I just wanted to take a step back. And I mean, the thing is, honestly, there's a lots of content to enjoy. Again, guys, if you were waiting for me to come back and do some stuff, I really appreciate it. If not, that's totally cool. But guys, what you been up to? What games have y'all been? Oh, sorry, guys, hit the what you call it? Hit the desk. Guys, what games have y'all been playing? What have y'all been watching? What have y'all been doing? What you been up to? Me personally, guys, I've gone back and I am rewatching, uh, season 4 of Attack on Titan. So I'm on season 4, part 1. I'm going through that because I know they recently started up with season part 3 of season 4, which is driving me freaking nuts. I don't know why you're gonna break down a season into 3 parts. Just make it just make a whole new season. Been playing, Elden Ring got an update. And ever since they announced the DLC, the Shadow of the Earth Tree, I went back to the lands between, and I'm exploring again. Like I can't leave that game, dude. I just can't quit it. I love it too much. It's I have such a good time, and guess where I rolled up, guys? I think I told you already, right? I already rolled up another paladin, faith intel, but I mean faith strength, and but this time I'm gonna keep it that way. At first I started off with some builds like that, and then I ended up going in like some weird build of intel strength. I know it's nuts, it's bizarre, it's clunky, but you know what? I had a really good time because I was playing with the Moonville Katana and the freaking Elder, the Royal Greatsword, and I've been having a blast. But this time I told myself I want to go sword and board, use a lot of incantations, a lot of faith skilled stuff. So that's what I've been doing. And because, I mean, I want to be able to play this right when, be on top of the game right when the DLC rolls out, which we have no clue yet. But I'm suspecting summer, end of summer, fall. I'm expecting it sometime this year. I don't have no proof. I'm just kind of like hoping that it does come out that time. Resident Evil 4, I've been playing that off stream. I've been having a really good time, and I've been playing it on this PC, guys. I've been calling it the Little Red. This machine I call the Little Red because it's just a 6650 AMD GPU and a 5600X CPU. So it's all red, all AMD. I've been having a really good time with it. I've been having a blast. We'll talk about GPUs later, guys, because there's lots to talk about on that part. And I've been doing my Sunday night gaming. Um, Usually on the Switch though. I've been going into Fire Emblem. I've been playing that, and I like how it looks. I think I'm having a good time. And I was talking to my wife about it, right? And she said, I feel like there's a butt coming. Sure enough, there is a butt coming. I don't care much for the characters so far. They kind of like, hey, so and so is here to join your party. Okay, cool. Come on in, guys. Join my party. In Three Houses, your role was you're an instructor. So they're kind of like, here's a group of students. You get to meet them, and then as you go walking around campus, the monastery, you get to meet them and interact. And I I had a better connection with the characters in Three Houses a lot sooner than I have with Fire Emblem. But it's only been a couple of hours that I've been playing Fire Emblem, so Engage. So let's give its fair shake, right? Octopath Traveler 2, the demo came out, and guys, I thought I was excited to play that game, but then I got my hands on the demo, and I was like, okay, cool, and I just haven't came back to it. And I don't know if it's just because there's a lots of games to play right now, or I thought I was more interested than I was, but I definitely do want to play it. But it just feels like I'm not in a rush to jump into it. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Once I finish with like, if I get tired of Fire Emblem or Dark Souls, Elden Ring, and I've also jumped on Resident Evil 4 remake. It came out last Friday, and man, I've been playing that one, guys, off stream. I've been having a really good time with that one. You guys, if you have never played the Resident Evil, if you've never played the original OG Resident Evil 4 game, which I haven't, okay, I'll admit. Don't take away my gamer card, please. I've been having a good time with this one. I know it's different, and it's really fun, guys. It's so much fun. I'm playing it on the normal difficulty, and I know some people might think, oh, it's survival horror, so you're gonna be, you have to be very conservative with your ammo. And I'm not going around killing everybody, but I don't feel like I am bottlenecked or starving for ammo. The game at the normal difficulty gives you plenty of enough resources to make ammo and to get around the hordes of enemies so that you're fine. So guys, I've only been playing it for like 4 hours. I just reached the lake. Oh, okay, I just finished the lake. Okay, but I've been having a blast. I would highly recommend playing it. The RE engine looks to be doing great, and like I said, guys, I've been playing it on the AMD rig on the 6650 XT, which is equivalent to. Which, if you guys aren't familiar with AMD GPUs, it's equivalent to the NVIDIA 3060. It's around there. It's a little bit like maybe hovers around the 3060, a little bit less than the 3060 Ti, but around there. 8 gigs of VRAM, which is plenty enough to work with. But I did go in there on Resident Evil 4. I did look around at some guides of how to optimize the graphic settings, because even though Capcom does give you some presets in the game, I feel like you go in there and you can fine tune it and change it and change some things around to make it better for you. And I really do enjoy the features. You really get to see how each of the toggle switches, how it affects the gameplay. It gives you little bars. It affects the performance on this, the lighting on this, what you call it. So I've been having a good time with it. I've been playing it. I have it set to 120 frames, but it's pushing out like around 80 to 90 frames, which is still fine. I have no issues. I'm having a good time. But yeah, guys, give it a shot. Don't feel like this is like the the other like Resident Evil 2. There's some parts where like I felt like I really had to conserve some ammo to get around, which is fine. It just added to the elements. But on this one, it feels more action packed. I don't feel like it's as scary as it was like on RE2. RE2, that had some stuff where you around the corner. Making sure my recording's on. You're around the corner, and then X going to give it to you, or there's a zombie, and that one got me a couple of times. Resident Evil 4, it doesn't feel like it's that kind of scary. It hasn't made me jump around, but I would highly recommend it, guys. I'm having a good time with it, and I think you will like it too. What else? Oh, I've been reading Kaiju number 8. I'm already on book number 3, guys. I've been enjoying this. My wife's coworker told her about it, and she's been reading it, and she passed it on to me. So Kaiju number 8, I've been checking that one out, guys. So I'm not much for manga, but I'm having a good time with it. It's fun. It's nothing too serious, nothing over the top, but it's been super fun, super cool. So check it out, guys. Kaiju number 8. What else? Exercising, trying to stay on top of things. It sucks when like I get get these bouts of just feeling down, out low, and I feel like doing anything. But and I know when I exercise, it makes me feel better. But it's like a vicious cycle. Like I just get down, I don't want to do anything, and then eventually I find the muster the strength to just do some exercise. And then after I finish, like, man, I feel better. I don't know why I don't do it. It's weird, guys. Like I said, I've been out of it, but the thing is, like, I got this week of work, and then next week I'll be on vacation, so I'll be able to just to relax and unwind, do some house projects with the wifey, maybe go back into streaming. So it's just like, again, guys, it's just been a struggle. It's been, and look, I'm not saying like woe is me, feel sorry. No, no, no. And I know there's a lot of people out there that have it a lot worse than I do, right? I mean, I can't complain. I just having first world problems. It's just trying to get my bearings straight, and I'll get there, guys. It happens. It happens to the best of us. Guys, let's get into some of the video game news. I'm gonna have some stuff from last week because like I said, I've been, even though I haven't been doing podcasts lately, I do take notes along the way. I do have one, or that's it back there. I have a whole bunch of GPU news that I want to talk about. It might be dated by now. I don't know. A couple of things. So let me go off, just rattle things off the top of my head from the GPU stuff that I wrote about last week. I put my notes back there. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, if this is a freaking self podcast, it's a freaking op-ed. It's all opinion based. If you don't like it, too bad. If you like it, cool. And always feel free to give me your comments, guys, on what you think. But how do you guys feel about building a PC now? Are you guys interested in that? Is something I've been keeping up with? The prices of GPUs. It's been a recent hobby of mine getting into PCs, and I've been really enjoying it because you can really make the PC that you make. You can really make it yours. It's you can customize it to what you want. There's so many pieces. There's so many ways to stylize it and make it, make it a piece of yourself. And I really enjoy that part, and I really do like being hands on. I like there's almost like there's two aspects to it, right? There's the hands-on part where you actually have to get into the case, connect this. Okay, this 4 pin goes into this header, and then you got to connect this, and then watch you get your wires set right, and then you want to make sure you have your RGB set up, and you want to get your the proper kind of power supply, and then the cables and cable management, and then link. Like, I really do enjoy that part. It's just getting in there and getting my hands on stuff, and working it, and getting around some stuff. Like, all right, this ain't gonna work, so let me see if I can reroute this way. And then there's the actual in the system itself, right? Updating the BIOS, getting the right settings, optimizing for whatever games, updating drivers, updating this and that, and it really going deep, and there's it's been something that I've been enjoying. So it's been kind of like a little hobby of mine. It's just PC building, and I'm asking anybody if you guys are interested in building a PC and would like to have some help. Please let me know, because I will be more than happy to tag along and just learn and share whatever knowledge that I have, because I think it's really something you should look into. And I forgot, I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous podcast, guys, but look, yes, some games are coming out not really properly optimized for PC, but that's just on the gaming side, and that's not every game. There's so much things you can do with a PC, and the thing is, just on the gaming alone, right? Let's just say if you were part of like Street Fighter 5, for example, right? The game came out back in February 2016. The game's been out for a good while. It's been out for what? Since 2016, 7 years now already, right? So let's just say, imagine, guys, all right? And this could be for any online any online game that you play. If you think about it, when you're playing it like on console, whether Xbox Live, Xbox Gold, what's it called, or PlayStation Plus, you gotta remember, guys, that for the most part, yes, you can find some deals here and there, but for the most part, you're probably gonna be paying the $59.99 price to have access to play online. Okay, No, don't get me wrong. They do kind of sweeten up the deal where as long as you have a subscription, you can have access to these monthly games. You know, it's never truly free, right? But they'll have, as long as you're updating your monthly subscription, your yearly subscription, you will have access to the games just to kind of sweeten the deal to keep you in there, right? And keep you in the ecosystem. But don't forget, guys, you are also paying to play online. You don't have that to do that when it comes to PC gaming. And I'm trying to think of anything, guys. If there's you guys know any PC games that require a monthly subscription, please let me know. But you got to remember, guys. So you're paying this yearly subscription, right, of $60 a year. And let's just say, like, example, you've been playing Street Fighter 5 since it first came out. It's been out for 7 years. Do the math, guys. You're paying that much money for that's what, $420 plus tax. Of course, you're looking at it paying full price for everything. Yeah, there'll be some times where maybe during the holidays you might find it like you might get some deals on the yearly subscription, and if you can't find it, great, all for it. But you got to remember, guys, even playing on console, and yes, it does make it simple. You just hit the switch, turn it on, play the game. You either go to the settings, you go to performance mode or graphics mode, and then you're pretty much set. You should be playing on performance mode, guys. 60 frames, okay, minimum. You're paying for that yearly subscription, guys. You have to remember that. Okay. Yes, a PC will probably be a lot more, and it won't even be. You can get, if you look around, you could probably get a PC, a little bit more expensive than the current gen consoles, and even then, you could do so much more with a PC. I mean, you name it. Whether you're just doing web surfing, but if you're a content creator, you could do, or graphics design or whatever. I mean, there's just so much. The possibilities are endless. But I'm just saying, guys, that's something you should look forward to, right? But the thing is, lately GPUs have been a little bit more on the expensive side, especially if you look at the Nvidia side. They have just come out, with they had the 4090, the 4080, the 4070, I believe, is slated to come out in April, I believe. 4070. I think they had the 4070 Ti, which was originally a 4080, but it was like a watered down for 4080. But then they went out and then back and called it a 4070 Ti. So, and the Nvidia prices are they're up there. And like, don't get me wrong, guys, I have an Nvidia GPU. If you look up in the back, guys, in the PC, this one over here, I have a 3090 Founders Edition. I love it. I paid probably way too much during, when it was a bad time to buy it. But you know what? It is a solid GPU. It is great GPU. Just because new GPUs have come out, it does not mean that one is losing performance. It's still holding up. It's still fine. Now, if you want the marginal upgrades for, if you have the high end and you got to have the highest and you want marginal upgrades, you want to pay that much, by all means, your money, pay whichever you want. But there is a premium price when it comes to NVIDIA cards, and rightly so, right? They've earned the right to do that. But it doesn't mean that's your only option. And you have AMD, which I have been a fan of. I've been enjoying it. Like I said, this setup was supposed to be just my test setup. I was going to just keep it for a couple of weeks to see how it runs. I've been having such a good time with it. It's been my daily runner. It's been my daily driver. I've been having a good time with it. And Arc, Intel Arc, they've become with the GPUs. They are in a lot better place where they are since they first launched. I still believe, from what I've seen, they still need to have some stuff ironed out to make it as good as on the AMD side. But you got to do more research, guys. If I'm not saying Intel is something that you should not look into, but you should be just more cautious and do some more research, because I think the Intel is getting there, but it's not there yet. And then recently there's been news of the lead department of the GPU division in Intel, Raja Koduri, is leaving. So I don't know what that's going to mean for the Arc Intel card GPUs. So that's something to take note, guys. I don't think Intel's going to scrap their system. I think because that'd be ridiculous. The cards just came out in October. If they say they're not going to no longer support it, that will be really, really bad. But just be cautious, guys. Okay, we'll see how that goes. What else? Oh, another thing I want to talk about with GPUs, guys. I'm not here to fearmonger when it comes to GPU purchases and stuff like that. But we recently just came out of the whole crypto mining when it comes to the GPUs, which had them on a freaking chokehold where you're seeing 3050s going for 800 $900, which I mean you're seeing GPUs going for ridiculous prices because of the supply demand, right? Now the crypto mining has gone to a proof of work. I gotta look that up, guys. I gotta look that up. GPUs are back in the market, but they're still up there in price, right? My concern is, again, I'm not trying to fearmonger. I just want this something for you guys to think about in the future and see how this might play out, and just think about it. But with the rise of Chat GPT, because I think right now it's at Chat GPT 3. I think they're working on 4. Now, I know on the NVIDIA side, NVIDIA uses a lot of AI with their GPUs, DLSS, deep learning, super sampling. So I've just, by looking around, looking at some videos, it looks like some companies might be looking to be stocking, investing, or purchasing NVIDIA graphics cards. Now I know you kind of break down the NVIDIA graphics cards into the work type, the Quadro kind of cards, and then like the gaming cards. So it might affect just the other cards, the non gaming ones, but it's something to look out for. If it just something to look out for in the horizon, because you don't know what happens. Like I said, I would just hate for another supply and demand issue for GPUs to happen again, and that would just really suck. Especially where it just prices are getting better, but you just don't want to go back in that direction where they're just insanely crazy. But like again, guys, it's just something to think about it, because they're using the NVIDIA cards. I think it's mostly NVIDIA cards, because I don't think the AMD have any of like the stuff that they want for the AI stuff, for the AI learning. So because they'll use it for like machine learning, for AI. I'm over my head here, guys, but I'm just telling you something to look out for. Okay. As for video gaming, have we talked about Guilty Gear lately? Did I mention that Bedman's coming? Bedman question mark is coming out. Honestly, it's coming out on my birthday, guys, April 6th. Yay, birthday me, happy birthday me. This character, I saw it, and I wasn't a fan of Bedman on Strive, but this one on this game looks cool. I like it. I think I'm leaning towards purchasing season 2 of Guilty Gear, because so far Sinkiske, I don't care about Bridget, and Bedman look super cool. I'm enjoying. I like what I'm seeing there. Now I'm just kind of waiting for this to go on sale so I can pick it up. So check that out, guys. New character for Guilty Gear Strive. Guilty Gear has been my go-to fighting games, even though I haven't been playing fighting. I haven't been playing any game. Well, I've been playing fighting games lately, but Guilty Gear has been my go-to fighting game. I did try Street Fighter 5 a couple of weeks ago. The gang, the Discord boys were interested in playing it, so I downloaded it one more time to do some matches. And as much as I enjoyed my time with Street Fighter 5, I think I'm ready to just set it aside and just let it go. And if I never play it again, if I don't play it again recently, in for in the near future, I think I'll be okay with it. I'm waiting for 6. Tekken 8, that's another one I'm waiting for. They've been releasing characters lately. Last note I wrote down is when they released King. I think they've had King, Lars. Who came first? Lars. I think Jack 7 just recently came out. Tekken 8, I'm really hoping that it will come out late this year or early next year. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to do great with it, especially knowing that Harada is working close with the development team, with the guys over there with the Unreal Engine 5 to make it the most, just to make it really, really responsive and snappy. Because I know sometimes some games that use some fighting games that use the Unreal Engine, there's some input lag in between, and look. That's like my biggest concern when it comes to fighting games, is how well can you make this game to respond. Look, am I a pro level fighting game player? No, I'm not. Okay, but can I tell you the difference between one frame difference? No, I can't. Okay, but it doesn't mean that I don't want this game optimized to be great. I want this to be awesome. I want it to be out the gate where I want it to be super responsive and I have no worries about the game not being laggy or behind or just something like that. It's just I just want this to be really good right at the gate. That's all I want. Especially with fighting games, guys. You want these to go, ready to roll, and just ready to play and fun. I mean, how many times like I talked about ad nauseum about Street Fighter V's launch, right? But I just want Street Fighter Tekken 8 to be just a lot better than it is, and then working with the Harada working with the Unreal Engine just to make it more optimized, make it a better experience. That's what I'm for. That's I've seen some demos of what they've been using with the Unreal Engine 5, and look, it looks great. If this engine can make it easy for game developers to put their games to make their games a reality, I'm all for it. It's just I just want it to be optimized. When it comes to the games, I care more about the mechanics and the responsiveness and how responsive it is compared to the graphics. If it looks pretty, but then it's super laggy, it's not responsive. It's just it takes you out of it. I mean, the looks could only take you so far, right? At the end of the day, we're here to play a game, and we wanted to play and wanted to function. So yeah, the Tekken 8, they've been revealing some characters, which has been great. Guys, I'm just going off the notes that I wrote down. Okay, guys, so it's no in order or nothing. Steam Deck is now 1 year old. Did you guys get a Steam Deck when it first came out? Have you been playing it? Have you been enjoying it? My wife has it. She still plays it off and on. She's been having a good time with it. I never went ahead and got me one. I just never needed a. I just didn't find a desire or a need to get it. If I wanted to play something handheld, I have my Switch for. I have my Switch for that. If I wanted to play, something on Steam, I have my desktop for that. I just don't feel a desire. I think you guys know me. I'm all about options as long as they're out there and people enjoy it. Have at it. But yeah, Steam Deck is already 1 year old, and that's good for them, guys. Persona 5, the Phantom X. I saw this, guys. I was like, that little meme with that dude's like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But then they show you what it really is. And he has like that weird look like, what face? Yeah, that's how it was when I saw that. I was like, oh, Persona 5, the Phantom X, cool. Maybe like a little spin-off sequel. I can't wait. It's a mobile game. It's a mobile game, guys. Like, I can't do it, guys. I can't bring myself to play mobile games. I just can't. I can't. I don't see the need for them. I mean, look, maybe if you're in the restroom and you're sitting there and you need to put something on and play something, I guess you could do that. But I just don't understand like what do you need to play a mobile game for? But yeah, that's where I stand on that, guys. I was like, oh great, I was interested, and then I found it's a mobile. I'm like, nope, I'm out. Sorry, guys. Elden Ring. So Bandai Namco, they tweeted out some stats for Elden Ring death stats, and they said there has been almost 6 billion boss attempts in the first year of Elden Ring. Okay. Now, almost 6 billion deaths in 1 year. I know I've contributed my fair share to all these bosses. Yep. I'm looking at the bosses, and I have contributed to these numbers for sure. Number 1 boss, I'm going to just give you the top 5 bosses, guys, that everybody killed to, all right? We'll start with number 5. Number 5, Star Scourge Radon. I remember first seeing that fight. I was my buddy Ruben was playing it, and I was looking over his shoulder playing. I was like, I gotta fight that. He's like, yeah. He's on a horse. He's like, yep. And he comes down as a meteor. He sure does. Guys, that fight. And I know there's some people out there. It was funny because I like going to people's stream, and when they're playing Elden Ring just to see how they're playing the game, right? And there was one person I saw. It was a smaller YouTube channel. It was a smaller Twitch channel, but still streaming. That's fine. I like that. But that person went in there and went after Star Scourge Radon and got mollywopped. And this person got mad. Eventually, that person was able to defeat the boss, right? But she just went on a tangent of how terrible the boss is, how bad the design is, how the stage is too big. I mean, went on a whole just spiel of how bad the design of this boss is, right? And look, I don't know this person, right? Does she have any experience in level designing and game designing? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. So I can't really like that's her opinion, and I can't really say much on that. But seeing this person just get that bit salty about Star Scourge Radon, I was like, Jesus Christ! Now don't get me wrong, the boss was a challenge. I had to use all those summons. I had to get patches. Alexander, Lionel, freaking Blaid. I called the whole I called the whole entourage to come help me kill that boss, dude. It was a fun. It was a unique experience. I know some people say this boss is terrible. I'm glad he's in there. I really am. The fact that he will mess you up. He's an experience, and I think anybody who went up against him will tell you like will be somewhere along the same vein of he's an experience. Radagon of the Golden Order. He wasn't too bad. He wasn't too bad. I'll admit. I was using Black Knife Tish to kite them to tank him, but Radagon, he was all right. As a last boss, you don't want the last boss to be so hard that people don't want to finish the game, but it has to be a challenge and let you know that this is the final boss. And he was up there. Um, he was number 4. Number 3, the Limgrave Tree Sentinel. And dude, this guy, I love the fact that FromSoft and whoever's idea was to put the Tree Sentinel right outside the beginning cave in the game, whose ever idea that was, I would want to shake their hand because I'm glad that they did that. That is a good move. They put it there so they can tell you, you see this boss? You can fight him right now. He's going to kill you. But you can fight him right now, and he's there. And I look at me, I'm thinking, wow, I played Souls games. I can kill this guy. Just keep dodging and kill. Nope. Nope. I had to come back later. Like, I had to come back way later to kill this dude. I mean, I don't know. I forgot what level I was, but I had to come back. But I'm glad he's there because it lets you know this is what the game is. This is the setting of the game. We're going to put things in front of you. You don't have to fight it. You can totally go around it and then come back later. Or you could just totally just not care and forget about it and go on your way. I'm just glad he's there, and I'm glad that he was up there number 3. Number 2, Margit, the Fell Omen. He's like the first boss you fight in the bridge. Yeah, a lot of experience with him. Like, guys, I mean, a lot of another game check letting you know, like, hey, this is where you got to go to continue the game, or you go level up and then you come back when you're, and they give the tools, they give you shackles to keep them, to lock them down, or you're able to find some summons. But these early bosses, Limgrave, Tree Sentinel, and Marguerite, I'm glad they're there because they tell you this is what you're gonna be dealing with for the rest of the game. And then at number 1, you guys probably know this if you have played the game to the most that it can offer you. You probably know this boss, and that is Millennia, Blade of Makila. And I know that name very well, dude. It is just etched in the way she says it. I mean, I have spent several Saturday nights just making attempts on trying to beat her, and I wanted her to be that one boss. I wanted her to be the one that I brought down the heel just using it by myself, just downing her by myself, but I couldn't, guys. And I had to use summons. I had to use Black Knife Tish. I had to use Mimic. And, eventually I got the best of her. But that's the one that I wanted to get just on my own. I wanted to solo her. And it doesn't mean that I can never come back and do it. But it just means that, she's still there, that I have to kill my own. I mean, I did kill Placidusax on my own. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? No, it's like that meme where like somebody, that little kid walks into the party. Like, they don't even know a solo Millennia. And like, everybody's like, no one cares, But yeah, those were like the top 5 bosses in Elden Ring that killed everybody. Let's move on to something I saw on Twitter. I love I love going on Twitter, guys. I'm not buying the blue check. All right, but I do like going on Twitter just to get not that I like to interact with people because I think that's like super toxic because like first of all, Twitter is not good for any conversation at all, but it is good to bring some things that you might not have seen before to your screen so that you can look at and I like it a lot for video game news. I like to look into it and just see what the link is, what the source is, and stuff like that. And I saw that Ubisoft has pulled out of E3 2023, so it's kind of no surprise that E3 is kind of a it's not what it was even going into the pandemic. I remember in 2019, I want to say it was 2019, guys. I could be wrong. It could be 2018, but I remember 2019. I think that's when Sony said that they will not be attending E3, and it almost feels like, of course, we had the pandemic the year after in 2020, but it just feels like E3 hasn't been what it was supposed to be. And I remember just listening to a lot of other video game podcasts at the time, saying that it almost feels like it's becoming more of a convention open to everybody instead of for the people of the media that are in the business of the game itself. Where look, it seemed like it was starting to make a different turn to make it more open, which it's part of me likes the idea of having everybody in there, but at the same time, it should be something that focuses on on people of the business to get their interpretation and bring you the best and give you the best news of that, the best experiences from that. And I was saying, there's pros and cons to everything, but I think it should have stayed that way instead of being trying to be just open for everybody. And because there's some, I'm not saying not all resource, but there's some resource, some people out there that actually do some good stuff, and you want them to get their hands on a game and give you their honest shake, their honest opinion on it. And but when it's open to the public and when they have demos and there's lines of people just waiting for it, and they get maybe like 10 minutes to even like just to demo the game, you really can't get they can't really give you an honest read of the game. And of course, I know it's a demo, but yeah, it feels like E3 just has been a shell of itself, and because of that, we have seen the rise of more, Sony State of Plays, Xbox Presents, Nintendo Tree Houses, where more of these companies are instead of having the Capcom showcases, for example, and that's and there's some times where I say that's I have no issues with it. I in my heart of hearts, I still do like the idea of E3 having these huge convention, not these huge conventions, but these huge events where the video game media gets together and just has a week of just information just pouring out, and I really do enjoy it. But at the same time, I also do like throughout the year, having these little smaller events spread out, which is fine. There's cons, there's pros and cons to both aspects of it, but because of that, we have noticed that a lot of companies have been pulling out and doing their own things. So I mean, I will still be watching E3. It usually happens in June. That's usually when it usually happens when I'm on vacation that week anyway. So there'll be stuff for me to keep my eyes out and looking for and writing down. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, I mean, even then, honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Ubisoft. You guys will probably know that about me already. But yeah, they won't be there. Honestly, they'll probably have like another Assassin's Creed game, probably the one that everybody's been talking about, set in feudal Japan, and character passes and experience stuff like that. Yeah. I did see a little small Nintendo Direct on my boy Dunk in Discord posted the one for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I did watch it. It was like 15, 20 minutes long. They're giving Link a whole bunch of tools to interact with. Is interesting. You can fuse weapons. If you have a stick, you see a boulder, you can fuse the stick onto the boulder and then have a makeshift weapon, makeshift a club. I saw one where they had a pole and a pitchfork, and they fuse them together, and you have a super long pitchfork. It looks like they are really leaning into the whole creative side, and you could use your imaginations to craft all sorts of vehicles and items, so you could help traverse the what they call the Sky Islands. And it looks interesting. It looks fun. And here comes that but, right? But it didn't seem. It didn't seem like it was something that like I wanted to get into right away. Like, I didn't say something like, oh, I can't wait to go in there and start thinking of different ways. Like that's just not how my mind works when it comes to video games. It just it's kind of like I'm going on a tangent here, but we'll keep the tangent to the side, right? It just I see that I just like, man, I don't know. I don't know, and I'm still on the fence for Tears of the Kingdom, especially with the $80 price. No, the $70 price tag. I don't know if I'm going to get it day one. We'll see, guys. But they showed it off. If you guys are interested, let me know what you think about it. Um, we had some betas coming around lately for Diablo 4. I think there was one the previous week, 2 weekends ago. That was a closed one, and then they had one just this weekend. It was an open one. What's y'all's experience with Diablo, guys? Talk to me. What do y'all think about it? Me personally, I am not interested in it right now at the moment. Um, Only because um, I just haven't been a fan of Activision Blizzard in a long time. I don't know. I don't like what they do with their games. I don't like how they do their practices. I don't like their politics. I don't like their business. I just haven't been a fan of that company for a long time. And I admit, guys, I did play WoW back in the day. I got into it during Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and then into the big Cataclysm. And right before Mr. Pandera came out, that's when I left the game. I didn't get Mr. Pandera, but I left right before like that major update going into that expansion. So yes, I have played the games before. I have played a little bit. I've dabbled in Overwatch. I can't say I played it enough to. I didn't put enough hours in to actually play it. I just only dabbled in it. I think that's a fair assessment to say, because to play, I mean, you're putting in hours, right? I don't think I ever put hours into it. Um, but even with what's been going on with Activision Blizzard, though, I mean, with the lawsuits, the way the CEO is running, I know Microsoft is still trying to purchase it. Even with the whole free Hong Kong thing, I mean, there's been a whole issue of things, and it's just something I don't. And I'm not trying to be holier than thou. Look, if you want to play Activision Blizzard games, by all means play it. It's fine. It's great. I don't care. What my opinion on the game on the company is shouldn't have any sway or impact on what you want to play. But me personally, I just don't want to play it. I don't care. I don't care for the company. I don't like what they're doing. Um, and I don't want to play it on PC because I know I'd have to get that stupid freaking launcher and then update this and check this out and get hit with stuff and buy this and update that and season pass and now on discount. Pets and companions and add-ons. I don't want to deal with any of that. Now, if I do play it, it'll probably be on console. But even then, it's like, do I? Do I? And then I gotta re-up my freaking console monthly, yearly subscription. I don't know. Right now, it's not on my radar. I know a lot of my friends are gonna be interested in wanting playing it. And that's great. I will look. I will see. But right now, I just don't feel like I want to be a part of it. But we'll see. I think this game, on all honesty, this game is probably gonna do freaking. It's gonna be selling like crazy. It's probably gonna be the top selling. It's gonna be the top selling game until Call of Duty comes out. Okay. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna get a whole bunch of accolades. It's probably gonna do great. I mean, you look at any of the cinematic trailers from Activision Blizzard, and you gotta hand it to them. Activision Blizzard does a hell of a job when it comes to the cinematics. Okay, so and Diablo 4, you really can't mess that one up. My only issue is, aside from the way the company is how they're gonna monetize it. Are they gonna be aggressive as they were with Diablo Immortal? Because that one, I just talking to people that have played it, I know they had a very Some people didn't mind it. Some people had a really bad experience with the way it was done. I just not a fan of it. I'm not saying they will do that with Diablo 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of that monetization will carry over into this game, and we'll see. Look, guys, video games are a business. It's a big business, and they gotta make money. They got shareholders, but that's something I'm not interested in. I don't want to support it. And how many times have I said, guys, speak with your wallet. If you don't want to support it, the best way to do it is don't buy anything, right? Um, so yeah, that's been in beta. That's been coming out. I think it's in June. It's gonna be up there. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Summer's gonna be a good one. Speaking of betas, this is something I really want to talk about, and I think this is interesting, and I'm gonna want all of y'all's take on it, y'all's comments on it. What do y'all think about it? But I just looking on Twitter. MultiVersus open beta will close on June 25th. Updates will be paused and the game will go offline to prepare for launch in early 2024. MS will be Mochi. God damn it. I took down these notes and I can't even read my own notes, guys. Will be removed from digital stores. MultiVersus will be removed from digital stores beginning in April. I should have done a better job with my notes. I kind of just scribbled them down. So this game, you're telling me this game is still in open beta? This game is still in open beta. I thought it launched. I thought they were done with that. I thought it fully launched. Look, guys, I don't play the game. I don't. What I do care about, I don't care. I don't even care about it, right? But what I do care about is when a company is monetizing during a beta. That's I find that's like where do you how is that acceptable? In what shape, fashion, form is that acceptable? You are monetizing for a beta, and then what? They said online stuff is going to be going away, and they said when you come back, you'll have access to. Fine, that's great, But you're telling me people who spend money to play test your game, like how? That is ridiculous. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've seen some shitty stuff. I mean, we seen what Ubisoft does with their stuff, what Activision Blizzard does. They'll pay so you can get early access like for 3 days, so you can like test their game for them. I mean, at least you'll know the game's coming out in 3 days. I mean, you know, there is some other companies that do shitty stuff when it comes to monetizing. But this is ridiculous. It's an open beta, and you want to monetize people, and then you're gonna bring it down, and then come back like, okay. And not that it matters, not that it freaking matters, okay, but it kind of does matter. It got freaking fighting game of the year at the Game Awards, mind you. Take it with a grain of salt because they put Saifu as a fighting game in there, okay? So these guys don't even know what they're talking about. But it's like you have King of Fighters, not a perfect game, but it's an actual fighting game that's not in beta. That you buy the characters, you keep the characters. They're not gonna like hide them from you and shut down online play, even though I'm sure the matchmaking isn't like the greatest. But it's just like, look at that, and then you see MultiVersus. Like, how is that acceptable? Like the free to play model, that's not looking good. It's not looking good because it lets you know that anytime they want to bring it down, they can, and they are. And of course I could go with any game, but you're seeing it. You are seeing it. They're doing it, and they have done it, and they will do it, and it sucks. Like, how do you? I know, guys, that's different, but how do you monetize a beta though? Like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, maybe use the in-game currency and don't be the one. Well, you don't have to do it. Like, no, 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 no. You don't. This isn't about what they can and can't do. They know damn well if they put the option out for people to buy things, they will, and they know better. They shouldn't have done that. That's ridiculous. That's stupid. That's dumb. I really don't know why WB did that. And honestly, dude, like, again, I'm not here to tell you where to spend your money, but that's bullshit. Honestly, I mean, I would not support that shape fat like at all. Like, how do you do that? Anyways, guys, I know I just got worked up about that, but I saw that and I was like, what? What's wrong with you? This better it it better be 100 times better. And I really can't say this is my opinion, guys. Okay, it better be 100 times better. It better be the game that everybody is talking about and playing, and is getting all the eyeballs when it comes back, because there's just no excuse. That's ridiculous. How do you take something down? And I thought that they had the freaking launch when it came out with season. Like, what's the point of having season one? There is no season. I swear, guys. Like, if there was something that I paid for, I would be up in arms. That'd be ridiculous. I don't. This just because you hide behind free to play doesn't mean you can get around with it. That's stupid. I mean, that's a beta ass move. It really is. Fucking Jesus Christ. Anyways, guys, I'm getting worked up. I can't. I shouldn't be. Guys, I want to say thank you again for hanging out. I know the schedule has been kind of shaky, but like I said, guys, I just needed some time to reset, get my mind correct. Just lay low. Guys, I like doing the podcast. I like streaming, but sometimes you gotta take a step back and then come back and then just get refreshed, because, I this is just me venting, me ranting, me raving, right? I've been doing this for what, 46 episodes already. So, I mean, it's nothing new. It's something that I like doing. But anyways, guys, I want to say thank you again for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful week. Enjoy the rest of it. Have a good time. Relax. Remember to play some games, get some exercise, eat some good food, get plenty of water, take care of yourself. I think that's about it, guys. Stay sharp. I love y'all. Have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.